Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is a sponsored video sponsored by Faith for Haley. And here's Haley's story. Hello, my name is Haley. I'm currently a young adult, and since I'm currently unemployed and currently just chilling at home, I stumbled across your channel. At this time of writing this, the date is June 6, 2022. I'm not sure when you'll get this, but I hope you're well. So for context, my grandma is a baby boomer, and she is unfortunately a narcissist. My mom also has trauma, and so does her siblings. We all have agreed that we will work to avoid treating our children, family members, the way she treated us. I am high functioning autistic and have had many sensory issues that I handle well now that I'm a young adult. Mainly why I message you today is that I would like to share this story so other people don't feel alone. My grandma is a baby boomer, and many of the things she has done for me were good. Although I cannot recover from the bad stuff she did to her grandkids, this includes me. While I do love her, I feel that there should be a limit to how much you should love someone, whether that be a significant other or loved one. I don't know if there should be a limit. I mean, if somebody's worthy of your love, they should get all of your love. I don't think there should be any limit, as long as they're worthy. The problem you're having is that your baby grandmother isn't worthy of your love. And that is a lesson you better learn very, very quick. Otherwise, you're going to have a very hard time trying to find a permanent mate in the future. If somebody's worthy of your love, then you're supposed to give it. That's why you're only supposed to go with somebody who's worthy. The narcissist isn't worthy. Don't put that on future relationships. My grandmother is very religious and very self-indulged with her beliefs. While I am not one to judge others for what they believe in, there should be a limit. For example, when my brother realized he was a man, he is transgender, and I have supported him through this. So have my family members, but my grandmother has not. Well, look. That is whether she's religious or not, or a baby boomer or not, there's plenty of people that disagree, and it doesn't make them a narcissist because they disagree with your sibling on this. Whether or not the rest of your family is behind it or not. From what you said, the rest of your family's been traumatized by this woman as well. So I wouldn't hang my hat on my grandmother won't accept my sibling as being a man. There's a lot of reasons for that. And depending on when your sibling came out, like, were they underage? I mean, if you're 18, do what you want to do. But if they're underage, if they're still a minor, different scenario. She told me that she was disappointed in Josh for being this way. My other relatives were very supportive. I was mainly the emotional punching bag for her whenever I would visit her. I do not visit her for the fact that it is difficult to reason with her now that she has dementia. So why would you even try if she has dementia? Dementia or not, if she's a narcissist, why would you want to reason with her in the first place? Why would you want to be around her in the first place? Again, this is somebody who's not worthy of your love. They're not worthy. Just because you had some good memories. This is my broken plate theory once again. you could take your favorite meal. If you take a plate and break it and then glue it back together and there's shards and there's everything, and then you put your favorite meal on that broken plate, it doesn't matter because it's on a broken plate. It ruins everything. And you get caught up, oh, there were good times. Well, you know what? There's good times in most families. It's the severity of the bad times that damages us. She is a narcissist, and overall, she acts very holier than thou kind of thing. My grandma would take us to church every Sunday morning when we would stay with her for the weekends. When that would roll around, she would get us up at the most ungodly hour of the morning that weekend, maybe like 8 a.m. or something. That's not that early. I mean, come on, that's not that 8 a.m. It's not that early. It's not like she's making you get up before the sun comes up. Most kids are up at 8 a.m. on a weekend. But her cooking was very good, but that didn't help the trauma that she inflicted on us with her religion. This is why I worship Baphomet Satan. Are you fucking with me? Are you messing with me? I mean, oh my goodness. Listen, I have a hard time taking somebody seriously who says they worship Satan. Okay, this is your way of trying to hurt your grandmother. If you're being for real, this is your way of trying to hurt your grandmother by going the opposite direction. And I'm telling you, if you fuck around with this shit, it's gonna ruin you. It's gonna ruin you. It's thanks to extreme and angry people like her who force that stuff down our throats. So it's not about the religion, it's about revenge. While I'm respectful towards others' cultures, I do not condone forcing anything onto another person. Here is a list of what she did when I also had a couple meltdowns as a child. She would grab my arm and tell me to sit the fuck down and shut up. She yelled at us. My friends are dying and all you're doing is playing with your toys. We were children in 4th grade. My grandma screamed at me once when I mentioned that I believe in the evolution theory and that I'm betraying the Lord's will of knowing the truth. When my mom was away on a business trip, I would miss my mom very much, as you do as a kid. And she would often scream at my brother and I to stop crying over the phone because we missed her. Her reasoning was, oh, well, I didn't want you to feel bad to my mom. This made my blood boil when I found out about this recently. My mom was also very upset. She would grab us by the arm and yell at us and dig her nails into our arm if we tried pulling away, if we didn't listen to what she said when she was angry. My grandma would also swat us lightly on the shoulder if we were in her way, or she would tell us very harshly, out of my way, get out of my way. Oftentimes when I would need reassurance and ask her, hey, Grandma, am I a good person? She would simply go, no one is good, only God is. She also had 2 dogs, and when they wouldn't stay home when we were driving, she would often beat them with a pine needle stick. She lives in the woods. She would mooch off other people's plates during dinners, even though she cooked, claiming that she was starving like a dog, which I hate. She would act like a toddler when she would act like a toddler when she didn't get what she wanted, and would whine and make noises that babies make when they start crying. Yeah, so your grandmother's definitely a borderline baby boomer, without a doubt. What I'm not hearing in any of this is, where's your dad? Where's your father? Is he in the picture? I'm assuming no, since you're spending weekends over at her house. I would venture to guess that your transgender sister is a reaction. Your transgender sibling is a reaction to your grandmother, just as your Satanism is. None of it's good. None of it. There is more, but I will finish this absolute banger of a story. With this absolute banger of a story. I was in high school. She was driving me to therapy and we were talking. She handed me her wallet and told me to count her money to see how much she has. I did, and then she said to multiply it. I told her I am not good with mathematics, and she simply said, just do it. And I asked why and simply responded with, don't ask me. I began to, but then it turns out she was driving on the wrong side of the road and the car almost drove into her. She stopped and we were both freaking out silently. After my appointment, she looked annoyed with me. After a moment of awkward, deafening silence, she blurts out, you should have just counted my money. It would have been a lot easier if you did. I was appalled by her being more concerned with her money rather than my safety. I told her I don't want to ride with her anymore after that, and I would tell my mom what happened, but she snapped back. Why the fuck would anyone believe you? After I got home, I got out of the van, walked up to my front door, and when I waved to turn goodbye to her, she was already gone. As much as my family loves her, we can't forgive her for stuff like that. Yeah, your grandmother is a borderline personality disordered narcissist, without a doubt. But you are not processing it properly at all. Your family seems like they're hurting and they got a lot of issues. And the reason is that you haven't come to the realization that your grandmother isn't worthy. Your grandmother isn't worthy of your love. That's why I think it's easy for you to turn. And now you're projecting that onto other future relationships. Possible children of your own. Well, you know who else probably had a limit on their love, how much love they could give? Your grandmother. And look at how it turned out. Do you want your children to feel like you feel? Because they will. If not worse, with now what you're dabbling in now. Without question. Do not project the narcissist's worthiness for love, which they have none, onto other people. Onto your spouse, onto your future spouse, onto your future children. Because it's the narcissists, the baby boomers, who have a limit on love, on how much love somebody's worth. It's as bluntly as I could put it for you, Haley. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your story, though. Thank you for the Faith for sponsoring. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.